Hey folks, it's Lindsey Huddleston back in the building, another SPS mental health moment. And man, I get to connect with so many great people. This lovely face you see opposite of me is Miss Shae Smith, Shae Olita Smith, get it right, representing so many entities today that we're going to talk about from her basketball training work. She's going to talk about Madonna University. She's going to talk about how she took the junior NBA world by storm and the great things that happened with this and some other good stuff too. So Shae, how are you this morning?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Good. And for the record, she's not trying to be like, super nice with a raspy voice. She has a little sore throat right now, so she's working her way through it. So she might take a water break throughout this. But Shae, as you know, you and I made contact some time ago. I was really impressed with all the great things you had going on. And our goal was to sit down one day, but I think that all happened right when COVID started. And we are, several months into it, but we just gonna find a way. So I'm glad you made time. So let the viewers know who Miss Shae Smith is.
So I am the Detroit Pistons Junior NBA Coach of the Year. I also was a student assistant at Madonna University for the men's basketball program. I am the owner of Olita One Basketball and also the trainer. And I am also a trainer at Pickup USA out in Madison Heights. It's a new basketball facility.
Wow, a list of things she has going on, and just go, go, go. So right now with COVID-19 changing things up for us, what are you doing every day? What's going on with you?
So since we really cannot get in the gym and the governor just uplifted, 10 people can be together now. Although that is a lift, I'm still only doing online sessions for the safety of me and my clients because I do have older people at home. And basically just all my sessions have been moved online, shorten the time down a little bit, shorten the prices down a little bit. But it's something to keep the kids warm, even if they don't have a ball, even if they don't have a basket, some sort of conditioning, some sort of, ball stimulation, something to keep them warm until we can actually get back in the gym.
That's good. So what started you on this journey? I mean, you named off so many things you're doing. You're really engulfed in the sporting world. What got you on this journey to do these things?
So originally, you're talking about just training in general?
Yes.
So originally I did play basketball up until I got injured where I couldn't play anymore without medication. And not unfortunately, but for me and my family, we don't really believe in the practice of man-made medicine as frequently. And so it was my decision to not take so many medications, and it was too much for my body. I was 18 at the time, and it wasn't something for an athlete. It was something for someone who, is elderly and trying to get by in life and just feel numb, and I didn't want that. So I inevitably had to stop playing, and I wanted to still be involved in the game. So I'm like, why not coach? So I got into coaching. I always coached the little kids camps any of my teams would have to fundraise for. I enjoyed kids in general and helping people. So it was I had already a passion for helping people and kids. So I just turned that into a bigger passion with basketball involved. And I just started coaching. I started being an assistant under people. And then one day at a banquet, one of my very first kids, I basically went up to his parents and was like, hey, your kid, I see something and I'll train him for free. I literally said for free, for nothing. There's a gym that's close to both of us. He could get a membership there. I'm already by there. I could just, train him X amount of times a week that for free. And they're like, no, are you crazy? Why would we do that? Why would we not pay you any money? So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I took the cheapest price, which is so crazy because this was a year ago. Took the cheapest price, and basically that kid barely knew what a basketball and a soccer ball was. He couldn't dribble, He wasn't terrible, but he was almost like a newborn deer walking. So we had to start from square one. We had to break all the bad habits he learned. And then once he started learning, all the right ways, we could excel from that. And a year from now, this kid is almost as tall as me. He's only 10 years old in the 5th grade. He's definitely my prodigy. He's the first person I worked on. And I guess I also learned along the way, not only helping him, but realizing my self-worth from that $10 to now me making triple that, quadruple that now. And it's only a year later. So it's just
Right.
It's crazy to say. I never intentionally was trying to become a trainer. Like, it wasn't like, hey, I was going to become a trainer, I'm going to work towards that. I always liked being a coach. I like coaching teams, but to specifically be a trainer, that was not that. I don't know, maybe in God's plan, but wasn't in mine at that time. And it just kind of stemmed from that. So not only did I help him, but he kind of brought something out in me that I have always had. And I'm lucky to say that I got it brought out at I was 19 at the time, 18, 19 at the time, because a lot of people don't find it until their 30s or 40s. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it's just like, I'm blessed to have got that early because it has unlocked so many opportunities.
Yeah, you got past the free part quick too, you know, and it's funny you say that. They talk about be willing to do something for free, and that can be considered a funny word or a four-letter word in a bad way, but I think it's great that you are willing to do that, but also it tells a story to people that if you really are passionate about what you're doing, you know, the resources make their way. And the last thing I'll say on that point, I was just watching a podcast with 50 Cent talking about his new book, I think is referring to Hustle Hard. But he talked about for Power, his first episodes of Power, he only got like $17,000, which in the industry is like a low standard. But he said it was very important that he was able to do what he wanted to do. So when you talk about all you want to do is better get out there and train that young man, I think that's a great message to send to people. So obviously that training worked out well in some way or form. Talk about how you connected with the Junior NBA and also Madonna University.
So with the Junior NBA, originally, I would say about 2, maybe going on 3 years ago, I did a documentary. It was like, it was for their Basketball for All program, which is basically like a program from the Pistons Academy that goes around at local renovated courts in the city of Detroit, and basically, you know, little like non-expensive camps and helping kids, you know, come together in communities at a safe place. Or they also do like the 3-on-3 tournament, something involved with that. So I originally did a documentary for that. It really hasn't been released. It was going to, but like during this COVID-19, it has a lot of deep things involved, and they didn't want that message, you know, out there at the time like this. So with that,
so you got a Last Dance like documentary that's gonna come out soon?
I mean, who knows? Like, it's in the vault. Everyone has seen it and comes up to me like, hey, I've seen you. And I'm just like, what? But yeah, so basically I did that. It kind of was like a foot in the door type of thing. And then eventually one of the directors was like, hey, I've seen it. I want you more involved with the Pistons Academy, you know, da-da-da. And I ended up going to the 3-on-3 tournament, being there, putting myself involved with a lot of things. And just from there, really, it was just getting my foot in the door, showing my face, getting my name out there. And then this man named Aaron Smith, who's also a coach, I think out in Royal Oak, I can't remember what city, he also is one of the directors there. And him and I have, you know, become a little bit close, like business-wise and stuff like that. And really just, you know, sought out these opportunities for me. And I'm grateful because I never even heard of something like this, like a Junior NBA Coach of the Year type thing. And so really, like, I just got a call one day and they're like, hey, you know, we nominated you. And I'm like, for what? I was just like, yo, that's crazy, because I never pictured myself something so big so quick. And I also I'm not saying like I'm not where I should be at. I'm not as good as people say I am, but I'm very hard on myself, extremely hard. And I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. So at the same time, it's like when I hear these things, I'm like, yay, like excited, but I'm also like very realistic, like, okay, how did I get here? What did I do? Mm-hmm. Can I compete with this? Like, I'm very realistic, like also business wise, like, can I compete? What can I do to compete? I'm realistic with myself.
Sure.
But, you know, I also have faith. So it was really like literally word of mouth, networking, foot in the door, little opportunities, showing my face, even if it was for 2 seconds. Literally, Aaron probably talked to me for 2 or like, you know, a minute or so. But throughout that whole day, a 3-on-3 tournament, he was there in the morning until it was all done. So how, like, it's like very impossible to remember people's faces and names, but like he probably remembered how I made him feel. And then I also exchanged my contact, and then I texted him. So like, you know, like, hey, this is Shae, da-da-da, to have my contact. So it's like at the end of the day, he could have went back like, Shae, who's Shae? Oh yeah, the girl I met who did this, that, and the other. So it was really just showing my face.
Well, I think you sent a great message to individuals of all ages about the importance of networking, and sometimes just being somewhere and just being in the building can go a much longer way than just, thinking you have to talk to somebody for a long period of time. I think you also are a great representation of what it means that if you just do the work, the opportunities will present themselves. So many of us go around with this whole, I'm trying to hustle and get up in somebody's face or just make something happen, but they don't have any work product. So talk about Madonna University and how that relationship developed and what's going on with you there.
So after my year at Concordia University in Ann Arbor, which I played basketball at, where I no longer could, I transferred to Madonna, which was closer to home because it's in Livonia, and Concordia is in Ann Arbor, and I stay in Detroit. So I went to Madonna for a year. I kind of already knew everybody because it's from an area I'm already at, and I have older friends who kind of introduced me to them, and everyone who's a hooper knows everybody who hoops. So, but that being said, I kind of it was crazy because I was sitting on Twitter one day, and a bunch of my friends have the head coach, which is Noel, on Twitter, and whoever retweets stuff, even if you don't follow them, it ends up on your page because they retweeted it. And so I'm scrolling through Twitter. I swear to God, it's 11 p.m. at night. And I have a thing where if it's after 8, I'm not going to contact anyone business-wise. I'll wait till the next day, even if it's urgent, whatever. And I was scrolling, and it was the last thing I passed. I kind of looked at it, and it was hey, if anyone knows any assistant coaches or any other people who wants to come out, try out for Madonna, for open tryouts, let me know. We have 2 or 3 rooms or 2 or 3 scholarships left. And I'm thinking there's no way. In my head, I'm just because I'm hard on myself again. So, and I was the first woman on that program. So, but anyways, I
This is trying not to make the team. This is trying not to make the team or to get on the coaching staff.
Coaching staff.
Okay.
So,
okay.
I literally went out of the app, went out of the app. Then 5 minutes later, I'm I should just do it. I should just email him. I should do it. So I went back. I'm scrolling. I'm oh my God, I don't remember his Twitter name. I hope it's still on my feed.
So now you're freaking out.
Yeah. I finally found it, and I clicked the email, and I sent a little paragraph hi, I'm Shae Smith. I went to Madonna for a year already. This would be my second year going there, so my junior year. Which was last year, and just a little bit about myself. And I didn't really have a resume at the time because it was 11 o'clock, and I like to make specific resumes for specific opportunities. So I'm this is my Instagram link, my training link. I don't have a resume right now, but I can make one up for you in the morning. Literally 2 minutes later, I get an email back. I was
what did the email say?
I think it was something short hey, Shae, we would love to, get an interview or talk to you, here sometimes. I'm okay, cool. So I think I just went in and talked to him. I think they were surprised because, so Dan, who is the head coach or the grad assistant for the junior varsity team, he walked right past. He said, hey, but you walked right past me. And then we go into the meeting, and we're waiting on him. He comes in, he was you were just out in the hallway. I was yeah. And he was I didn't know you were trying to be the coach. I don't know, Shae can be a boy and girl name. So, right. But it was just very funny because I think the head coach kind of already knew who I was because a couple boys in the team knew who I was. So, and I've also, I was already in the gym one time training one of the boys before. So he's seen my face. So it was just crazy how it all panned out. I know it's a long story. But.
So much for not reaching out after 8 o'clock, huh?
I mean, I was just yo, I should do it. I was I should just do it. What's the harm? He can say no, he cannot reply, whatever.
Well, it seems a lot of the opportunities you have, part of that has been you overcoming some kind of concern or self-doubt, but you willed yourself to do it and the opportunity presented itself. So now you have a role with the Madonna University staff, and what you shared previously that Madonna is doing some growth on another level too with a football program, correct?
Correct.
Wow. So they'll be starting whatever next full football season, they'll have a full team in place?
So hopefully this fall. Last year they were gathering, all the boys. So a lot of them obviously probably redshirted. And then this year, hopefully with everything going on, they'll start their program because we also opened a new facility. It used to be an old high school, but now we're transforming it into a athletic facility bigger than what our school gym is. So basically we'll be playing over there once it's all, figured out.
Wow. Well, Shae, everything you've been sharing has been really inspiring, especially I think for your peers who probably will look at the things you're doing and maybe feel intimidated because you have so much going on, you're getting so much recognition. What kind of message could you leave to your peers or just anybody about pursuing what you're passionate about, putting yourself out there and overcoming obstacles?
I would say stick to the plan, be consistent, be persistent, upload as much content. Don't worry about the followers and the likes right now. Utilize Instagram and social media. Utilize Instagram and TikTok. I'm also a marketing major, so it helps me with my brand and my business. Don't be afraid to reach out. Every opportunity is a great opportunity, no matter if it's small, no matter if it's free, no matter if it's for a company that no one knows, you know what I'm saying? Document every single thing, because social media is like your virtual version of a resume, because it's all documented, it's time stamped, you see it, it's visual. You look up, if you typed in Elite One basketball, it's the first thing that pops up. Or if you type in Shae Smith, like one of the first things to pop up now. And beforehand, you typed in Shae Smith, you might have not seen me until a couple more down. And that's not trying to be cocky or anything, but it's just something to be amazed of, because I am hard on myself. So it's like very important to me that I also see my self growth, because if I don't, then I could hurt myself if I don't think I'm as good or whatever. But I would just say to be very go get it mentality. Like if you reach out to people, they don't reply, okay, DM them again. If they block you, okay, whatever. But if you DM 100 people, it's probably one person is going to reply, especially because we have access to anyone in the world now. Like you could literally DM a famous person, they might reply. You could DM maybe Barack Obama, he might reply. You never know. So I would just say utilize social media like crazy.
Wow, that's good advice, no matter what the age. And I think you are an excellent ambassador, not only for the junior NBA from Madonna University, but just for yourself and all the young people out there. So before I let you go, the reason why we're doing this via internet and Zoom is because of what's happening with COVID-19. Are there any other inspirational words you can share as it relates to people who are battling through this time from a mental health standpoint, or just trying to, keep things together?
Yeah, so I suffer from anxiety, especially when I'm like anxiety where if I can't control something, it really bothers me. Right now, I cannot control any of this which is going on. So I would say to find somebody or find an outlet, a healthy one, to just let it all out, like talk to somebody. Even if they don't say anything to you, just let it out. Create a routine every day. That's what has helped me so far with my anxiety. Creating a routine, just making my bed can affect my mood 50%. Like if I don't make my bed, my day might not be as good as if I did make my bed. So create
You
a
know what? Just
routine.
stop on that for a second. I think making the bed is such an underrated piece.
Yes.
And for you to say, based on your experiences, how that can have a 50% impact on your day is an amazing. I'm glad you shared it. That's really important to know.
Yeah, because even without the COVID going on, like if I didn't make my bed, like, and I went to class or I went to, my job, I would put on a face like I'm happy, but like inside I'd feel like I haven't done enough. I haven't, did this, did that, the other. So I would say just creating a routine, sticking to it, and finding like a healthy, positive outlet. Like either if that's exercising for 20 minutes, running up and down your stairs, like whatever it is, I would say just find something and create a good habit throughout this so it tricks your brain or whatever.
Yeah. So just to that, stay on this point for 1 second before I let you go. And I appreciate what you're saying. When you talk about, making your bed or not, what helps you make your bed as opposed to the times when you don't want to? What helps you make that next step or take that next step?
I would say probably waking up earlier. I would say if I don't set an alarm to wake up earlier, I probably would stay in bed because
Well, we
my room.
like to sleep, Shae. We like to sleep and stay in and snuggle and be up under the covers when it's warm.
Yeah, I know, and also it's very unmotivating because my room is completely dark. I have like blackout curtains, so it's like I don't want to get up. I don't feel good today. I don't want to push myself to do these X amount of workouts. And so if I, wake up early enough in the alarm clock, especially if I set like 4 or 5, I'm gonna get irritated and be like, all right, I'm already up. I might as well make my bed. Make my bed. Even if I just sit on my bed for 5 minutes, just being like, what the heck am I doing today? You know, it's just the fact that like I just, you know, set all my alarms up, made my bed. Now I can't snuggle back into my bed because I'm a perfectionist, and I'm just like, no, because if I mess up my bed, I'm gonna have to make it again. So it's just like my anxiety talking to me. So it's like it helps making my bed in the long run. I'm a
Well,
happier
I'm
Shae.
gonna tell you right now. You know, I do my Monday motivations. I was able to feature you some time ago. Monday's next motivation is gonna be, did you make your bed today?
Did you make your bed today? Are you a happier Shae today?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to talk about. Well, Shae, as you know, when we first met, I'm extremely impressed with you, and I'm just happy that you are on these platforms to be able to share a positive message, because I'm sure other people can benefit from what you're doing. So I just want to thank you. We want to make sure that we keep an eye on you and everything we have going on. And just so people can know, where can they follow you at social media?
So my personal page is Shae_Olita. And then my basketball page is Olita1_basketball. So it's OLETA1_basketball. So
Right.
yeah.
Outstanding. Well, you heard it here. You have Ms. Shae Smith representing on the SPS Mental Health Moment. Go support her, follow her, keep an eye on her, because she's going to blow up. And hopefully she'll stay cool with you once she blows up, right?
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you for being here, and we'll talk to you soon, okay?
All right, appreciate it.
All right.